Okay, here's my bread number 2 that I'm making. And it's got 6 cups of bread flour. And we've got 1.5 cups of water. I got 1 cup there and a half cup here. Just checking to make sure the temperature is around 100 degrees. And then I have 3.5 teaspoons of yeast, 3 teaspoons of salt and sugar, and I have 4.5 teaspoons of diastatic malt, and I've got 4.5 or 2.25 tablespoons of lard. So first thing I'm going to do is in here just get the yeast started. So I'm going to mix the yeast in here and then I'll come back. So now I'm going to also add sugar in with the yeast. And you might want to taste it. Make sure you're not putting salt in it, because salt does some things to yeast initially. So, okay, we're gonna let that mix. Now, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix all the other dry ingredients together and include this lard in with the flour. So let me do that and I'll come back. So I mixed all the dry ingredients, and the lard is, if you have some device to mix the lard, but the best thing to break it up, but the best thing to do to get rid of all the clumps is to get your hand in there and just mix it up. You'll feel the clumps. Get it out, or get it all smooth. And then what I do is I still have the yeast. It's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do is start to mix. And then I'm going to add the yeast to it. And then slowly add the water. So I'll show you that in a second. I added the yeast, which was, the sugar, yeast, with a half a cup of water. So I'm going to start this mixing, and I'm going to slowly add this remaining 1 cup of water to the mixture. So let's go do that. Okay, well, that's it. Okay, what I'm going to do next is let this mix for, I said 10 minutes, and then once I take it out, I'll show you what I'm going to do next. I'm going to be out of the house, so I'm going to put it in the refrigerator so it rises a little slower, and then I'll take it out and let it rise to get it to room temperature, and then I'll make my loaves of bread, and again we'll let them rise for about 30 minutes before cooking them. I'm thinking the temperature is going to be around, I'm guessing I'm going to probably put them around 375 for maybe 25 minutes or so, but this is the first time I've done this recipe, so we're going to see. After 10 minutes I took it out, put some wrap on it. Well, covered it with olive oil because when it rises you'll need it so it comes out a little easier. So I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I'll let you know how long later, but probably a couple hours, and then I'll take it out and let it get to room temperature. And then I'll probably make 2 loaves and then let it rise. I'll show you that. Bread rose and I punched it down and then put it in these 2 bread containers. One I made a twist and the other is just regular. And then after I put it in these containers, I let it rise for another 30 minutes. Now I'm going to put it in a 375 degree oven, and not sure of the time, maybe 30 minutes at the most, but I will be adding water in a pan in the oven, about a 1/2 cup in a large pan that you would cook turkey in, and that will help steam it and keep it from, or allow it to rise a little further. So here's the outcome. About 23 to 25 minutes at 375. And the 375 temperature I check with a good thermometer because the oven's not always right. So here again was the recipe and the steps. Good luck.